We head to Nigeria next, where a young Nigerian artist is turning stainless steel materials, including spoons, into unique art pieces, which is now gaining international recognition. Colin Akpodere cut these spoons, bent them together, and turned them into attractive materials and images. He said his work are primarily inspired by the environment he grew in. Let's have more details of that in this report.
You wouldn't be wrong to call him an iron bender, but he's much more than that. Colin Akpodere is an artist of a different kind. And this is what stands him out. Stainless steel cutleries, his medium of expression. These ones are ready to be transformed into unique art pieces. With his gloves and protective mask on, Colin Akpodere gathers his materials and gets to work. He cuts the spoons, bends them into shape, and then welds them together. Cutleries are to Akpodere what paints and brushes are to painters. He's created a strong connection with the material such that he can literally create anything with it.
I fall in love naturally with materials that are stainless feel, because they have this pureness of spirit, that this pureness of their soul, so I naturally will connect, and it's difficult for me to think out of it. I hold my materials and it almost tells me what to do, how to twist, how to manipulate, how to create a bend or create a movement or a form.
Akpodere's finished works are stunning in every way. He only has to conceive and sketch an idea, and it will be completely transformed under his hands. He says his works are primarily inspired by the environment he grew up in.
I grew up in a rural environment, so I was largely inspired by the rural life. We used to do a lot of bird hunting as a child. I guess that started out my passion and interest in creating a lot of bird sculptures.
Akpodere has created some form of signatory right to this medium. He's also evolved into more engaging pieces like the human, animal, and abstract forms. Some of these works take about 2,000 pieces of spoons or more. He relies massively on social media for the promotion of his works, which have been receiving mind-blowing responses from across the world.
It's one thing to create a beautiful bird, but it's another thing to be able to evoke into that piece what people can connect with, because art is not just the visual representation of an image, but it's about passing out messages. It's about encoding messages into these pieces that people can connect with.
Due to the complex nature of his work, getting a studio space was the first hurdle he had to cross. And as he's evolving, newer challenges are presenting themselves. But the major one that still affects his artistic flow is inadequate power supply.
My materials are welded, they are metals, stainless metals, they are all welded together. So one of the most important things, apart from having a material, is light, power, and power is still a challenge. Because it's always not there where you need it. Sometimes we have to wait till when you have the power to be able to work. So that will slow down my work process a lot of time.
Breaking barriers and creating new design patterns are what sets Akpodere apart. With this, his goal is to be at the biggest auction houses in the world as a top artist, pushing the story of Africa to the global stage.